Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to this video. This is going to be a little bit different from the typical New Age review. Got to make sure I have the right sound setting on too, because this person seems to be a mix of several different things. And it's not entirely clear, at least to me, what exactly he is. But, this person is extremely misleading. And I came across his Lionsgate portal video, which I know we're still in August when I'm recording this at least, and I think it's still fitting for the season. But in case anyone comes across this for next year for the Lionsgate portal, it will also be very informative. Just in general, all these concepts that they're hijacking, all these concepts that they're trying to siphon off of and that they're clearly trying to make money off of, because otherwise this person wouldn't even be talking about it, need to be discussed. So he also has some more recent stuff, but that was the one that really caught my eye and what also led me to his channel. I'm going to read his description before we go into the review because I personally have no idea who he is. He seems to be a very confused mix of one of those Buddhist type, fake Buddhism followers, those type of people, like yoga, not yoga teachers, but yoga enthusiasts, because he has a lot of namaste and blah, blah, blah. And then he also seems to be a type of Tony Robbins motivational speaker, but not quite. So it's kind of confusing what he is. I feel he himself probably doesn't know. And it even adds to the confusion because you have all these confused lemmings promoting their New Age pseudo spirituality. And supposedly he has 1.89 million followers, which is, that's a massive amount. Although I'm suspecting a whole bunch of those are just bots and not real. However, he's still misleading a whole bunch of people and way too many people. And what he has in his description here is, Namaste, creators. Since Master Sri Arkashana, it almost sounds like one of those, who were they channeling a few years ago? All the New Agers were behind this one person. It all started with an A. I forgot their name, but it wasn't like one of those Orion whatever councils, but it sounds like one of those people. So his initiation in the Himalayas with Grandmaster Akshar, I swear this other person they were channeling had like a similar name. It was like something Akshar or whatever. In August 2019, he dedicates his energies to sharing the message of love, knowledge, and positivity with the world. Yeah, so this is already how you know he has nothing of value to offer, because there's only love, knowledge, positivity. There's not the other spectrum of it, which every single person is dealing with in daily life. And so he has an academy by I Am Verse. Almost sounds like the law of attraction, which is also a very misleading law because they give you a tiny bit of the truth, but they don't really show you anything else. And so a whole bunch of people follow this law of attraction, which I might want to go through in a different video if you're interested in that, and show you how misleading the law of attraction is. And that is really something, I think that's really something Tony Robbins and all these other pseudo, spiritualists try to promote too. But it kind of sounds like that a little bit. So he has a platform, he makes money off of that, clearly, that brings people together through empowerment, knowledge, health, wealth, spirituality, and philanthropy. Yeah, right. Yeah, human necessities. Along with Master Sri Arkashana and the I Am Verse platform, they've reached over 38 million lives in the past 5 years. Mind blowing. I think I've had my YouTube channel since March 2019. And of course, the good ones are always kept down. But it's always mind-blowing to see how these pseudo-fakos blow up like that. Although, like I said, I very strongly suspect a whole bunch of these followers are bots. It's usually what you have, even with celebrities. I wouldn't consider this person a celebrity, by the way. So he has a whole bunch of other links. We're going to go into the video. He kind of reminds me of this... It wasn't a friend, but it was an acquaintance who I knew. And this person actually lived in Brooklyn, New York. That's how I know this person. So it's not him. But he reminds me of that person because that person was also, I think he had a Filipino background. I don't know what his background is. And he was the same. He would jump on every single pseudo spiritual trend, like any New Age trend that was out there. He would do ayahuasca. He would write about it. He was like, oh yeah, and I was puking my guts out in the jungle. And now I'm like, resurrected and blah, blah, blah. He would speak like that. And this is what this person reminds me of a little bit. And I very highly suspect that the way AI operates, just look at, like, he looks the same in every single thumbnail. He has like the same, especially when he has his glasses on. AI just is the same over and over again. It's just copy replicates, copy replaces, copy pastes, all of that. And so all these people look very similar, no matter if they have 1,000 followers or 2 million followers, supposedly, which I'm not buying, as you've understood at this point. But they all look similar. They all have the similar message. It doesn't get us anywhere. It just confuses more than anything. And that was just another example of, oh, I actually know a person who looks a little bit similar. He doesn't speak the same way. He has a different accent. And it really reminds me of them. And if you have people like that in your life too, that's the reason. Like you meet a person, 10 years later, you meet a similar person again. And you're like, just like almost like, yeah, of course. They're all just little clone bots of each other. I'm not saying he necessarily is, but you get the idea. That's how AI operates. So without further ado, ooh, sorry guys, I have to turn the sound on. Okay, let's make this sound super duper.
No. The age landscape portal is not over yet. In fact, there's still months to go. Not many people know about this, and that's why a lot of people think, oh, we have to stop manifesting now. Some people are saying that you got to be careful of certain things. Is it true? Is it not? And some people are even calling out fake. So in this video, what I want...
It's always so funny how they say some people calling it fake without naming the actual people, because they don't want the people going to my channel. They don't want the people to go to the astrologer channel who called it out either. This year specifically around the Lionsgate, I saw so many people being like, just because you don't believe in it doesn't mean it's not true. Just because you did your research online doesn't mean it's not true. But they never mention my name once. And then when I go to their profile, they're following like a person who I know. And I'm like, yeah, name my name. If you think I'm not right, then call me out on it. Do your own review on video on it. But not a single name of me and the other handful of people who actually know what's going on has been out there. They're not mentioning my name. They're not mentioning the other people's names who actually know, because they're too scared of their followers doing their own research, coming to my channel and actually finding out the truth about this. So just something I want to point out too. Now this person puts a lot of emphasis on the 888, which we'll get to what the real 8 actually means. And this just is, it's such an example of how they only show the positivity of it, but never the other balance side, the negativity to it either, which you need both, obviously. In order to have a balance, you need black and white. It can't just be white. It can't just be black. And so this is just a beautiful example of it, the way he demonstrates it. He's just on the other spectrum, right? He never sees the other side of things.
I want to break down for you.
So much to the open-mindedness the pseudo-spiritual has. And I have a video on how our true spirituality has been hijacked. And I know, it's getting a bit longer, the review, than I wanted it to get. But it ties into this, how we have our real spirituality, and these people don't want you discovering your real spirituality. So they keep looping you around and around and around with concepts.
The 3 things you need to know about the Lionsgate portal. If you really want to protect yourself, protect your energies, you want to increase your energies, and you want to manifest the things that you do want in life. So,
yeah, it's crazy. I'm already seeing what you wrote on that. And I hadn't seen this video before, by the way. I just kind of tuned in a little bit just to pick it apart. But I kind of find, do you guys know Aaron Apka, which I might want to review too? He kind of has that energy as well, where they just write all of these confusing formulas on a whiteboard behind you to confuse you even more, to really brainwash you even more. Because I feel the more confusing they make it for you to really understand anything, the more you're like, oh yeah, this is a complex math problem, just like we had in high school or when we were students. Yeah, of course, it's going to be harder and harder to question this because it's just so complex. But like I already said in my spirituality video, your spirituality is actually not complex at all. And anyone who tries to make it more complex than it is not doing you a favor. They don't know anything about it, or which is in the case with these type of people, they don't want you getting closer to the truth. So much to his fancy whiteboard, which has a lot of quantum terms on it in the background too. And they always try to get you with quantum, because quantum is something that a lot of people understand at all. And that's where it gets really confusing for some people because they never explain it the right way.
What we've been doing here is there's a whole group of us, about 100 plus people right now, all tuned in. Everyone can give them a wave. And what we've been doing is we've been looking at...
Most of them look Asian too. I mean, not saying anything against that, but it seems like he has a specific crowd he attracts, could be ethnicity that he is. What's funny is, okay, so he's saying we have a huge crowd, but you're online. Like, are you living in the real life is what I'm wondering. And also, it looks like he's in a basement. You know, like, it really looks like this dimly lit basement. Kind of creepy, to be honest with you. There's no window or anything. Just a whole bunch of lights. So let's see where this is going.
How to actually use this 888 Lionsgate portal as a collective. Because we all know that the energies are extremely potent and vibrant right now. That's what everybody is saying. Now, but does that mean that everybody's going to manifest the things that they want in life? Of course not. Does that mean everyone's going to have a wealth transfer and become extremely rich? Of course not. It doesn't happen.
Oh, okay. So let me guess. If it doesn't happen for you, it's either because it's not the right timing. That's always what they love to say. Or because you have to work on your inner trauma or something. That's the reason you can't attract the wealth that you desire. That's always the stereotypical answer for these New Age gurus or pseudo-spiritual motivational speakers. It's not even New Age. Like Tony Robbins does the same thing. Which, by the way, Tony Robbins has had a lot of sexual assault claims against him. Which is very interesting that he's actually still in the limelight like that. And I might want to review him too because it kind of bothers me. But back to this clown here.
In fact, during this time, I don't know if you guys have been feeling it or not, but there's some heavy energies. There's some, you can say, even dark energies.
Oh no, what could it be?
Maybe you've been feeling a little bit stressed recently. Maybe there's been some emotions, or you've been being triggered by other people and their emotions recently. Why is that all happening? That's why we want to uncover these three things. So, when we dive deep into it, we need to understand.
Yeah, it's crazy. They always try to get you with the daily energy report. So when I was following a lot of these New Agers, and I'm sure for you people who've been down that rabbit hole too, you would always get like these daily energy. Like Elizabeth Peru would be one of those who would always write the daily or the monthly energy report, something like that. And there are a few others too. It never gives you anything. It's basically just her opinion on things or their opinion on things, but they never give an explanation for it. Like he didn't even give an explanation. The explanation for the dark energies is, first of all, you open up this whole portal of festering entities that want to have a feast fest off of your energy, not just his, but everyone who's watching this. Or who's watching his presentation, everyone who fell for the Lionsgate portal scam, basically. You're opening that up. You have a portal, you have the gate, you have all of this together. Not a good combination. And as I already showed in a different video on the Lionsgate, they've been trying to hijack this 888 or the 88 number, which it equals number 16 altogether, which is a tower card in tarot, or just in general, the numerology of a tower. So it's also interesting that it keeps looping around, right? Okay, yeah, if you're not believing in this, you have to believe in that. So anyhow, never gave you an explanation for the dark energy, but basically what I say in my Lionsgate portal videos is it's a feast fest for these entities, and that's why you feel down. And the further away you are from that, the further you are removed from that, the better. Then the better you will feel. I've been feeling great since 2020 on, ever since I started debunking this. Because once you see, you can't unsee what's really going on.
And number one, the first thing you need to know, that there is a 214 high-speed portal. Now, what does that mean, right? Well, sometimes it's time to step on the accelerator, sometimes it's to step back. Because throughout this time, we need to understand there's different months, August.
So basically, it was a made-up number. 2 + 1 is 3 + 4 is 7. See, this is how they bamboozle your mind. They give you these confusing things and make it seem like they're really smart. Occasionally he wears some glasses too to make him look even smarter. I can wear my glasses as well. I wear glasses, I wear contact lens glasses. Next video, I'm going to wear my glasses and have a whiteboard.
The 8th month, the most infinite month, is the fastest, it's the biggest for manifestations. If you look at numerology, if you look at astrology, they'll all be saying the same thing.
Crazy. So first of all, according to the old calendar system, it's not even the 8th month because all the months are really messed up. And then according to a numerology, which is what all the other numerology is based off of. I pulled it up right here in the side tab. 8 actually has to do with power. It can represent financial rewards, good judgment, and recognition. So this is according to Chaldean numerology, which every other numerology is based off of. Okay, it's the oldest numerology there is. 8s love control and have quite robust personalities. That's if you are a person of an 8. And they are a constant for the universe. On the positive side, they are driven and generous. On the negative side, they are aggressive, a dictator, and extreme. 8s are materialistic, and they also strive for success. So just translate that over to an 8 date. You have a whole bunch of messy stuff happening there. And he's not giving you any of that. He's just saying, oh, abundance, manifestation. He's not giving you dictatorship, aggressiveness, and other extremes, right? That's not what we heard in his message, at least.
September is also a very fast month, but we have 1 month, so we've got 2 months now.
Wow. Did he talk about September in his other, like, now he's making that up, you know? Oh yeah, August and September are fast months. Oh, okay. All right. It's so strange because when you're in a country where August is winter, such as in Australia or South Africa or South America, you know, wherever you're on the southern hemisphere, those months are actually not that fast because you're in winter. So it's only when you're in summer that they go by faster.
1 month in between, the month of October, is actually time for rest. But then what happens is, stepping into the new year, we have November, December, January, and February, 4 more months of huge manifestations. Now you're probably wondering, why am I telling you this? Well, because you need to understand this.
Yeah, you know, you're making up a whole bunch of stuff that's untrue and is completely irrelevant to the Lionsgate.
Like this. Manifestation doesn't mean on 888 portal, which just happened. It means that, oh, everybody has loads of money in their bank account on the same day. No, it doesn't happen like that. Right? Did you see loads of money just enter into your bank account? No, it doesn't happen. Because law of attraction or manifestation, yes, you can leverage off the portals, but it works by sowing seeds, setting intentions, and then getting the outcome later. So now you're probably thinking, so when does the outcome happen? When do we see the results? Well, actually very simple. You will see it during the 2 months here, the 1 month. These are 2 sowing seeds, 1 month of bearing the fruits on October. You're going to see it, right? And you can call this out to be fake, and you can not believe it and all the rest of it, but there's no harm in trying. By the way,
this is ludicrous that people actually believe this. This is such fake, like, hopium. And no, you're not going to have it for 8/8. You're going to have it in October. And if you don't have it in October, you're going to have it in February. And if you don't have it in February, you're going to have it like, okay, 10 years later, we're finally somehow, we received an inheritance or whatever. Oh yeah, that has to do with the Lionsgate portal from now. No, like this sounds like a really, 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 really bad business coach who's really trying to make money off of people watching his stuff. I have no idea what this person even stands for at this point, so let's continue.
The way I want to say that is because when I first got into the law of attraction and manifestation and astrology, I used to think it was all a load of...
Yeah, okay, here we go. Law of attraction. Yep, that's what he sounds like.
BS, you know? It's like, really? What, the sun and the moon and all these things, when they do something, it just makes you manifest? How does that...
Yeah, because it is a load of BS. First of all, the moon is AI. The sun is AI at this point too. We're dealing with at least three different suns. The stars are an overlay. So everything's, yeah, it's all just BS. So this little lemming, like, I don't like to call people's names like that anymore, but it's just, when you listen to this, it's almost like you can't even help yourself, you know? And look at all these hopeful people in the background listening to him.
Work, right? Well, everyone does it. No, it's not like that. I used to be very skeptical about all of this too. But what I realized was
and then he started noticing, oh, there's actually money by misleading people in the New Age. And that's why a lot of people don't give up their New Age thing, especially when they have that many. I'm going to call him New Age because I feel that's what he is. If he's something else, put it below. I don't even care what he is at this point. He has namaste, whatever in his thing. But someone who has that many followers, he doesn't even have that many views on his videos. You know, like some are like 9,000 for what, 2 million followers? Are you kidding me? Anyhow. For someone like that, you're obviously making your money off of YouTube somehow. And you're doing that by misleading people with this type of video and other types of videos too, which we could probably debunk every single one of his videos. So obviously you didn't believe it in the beginning. You were probably some sort of tech nerd, judging by all the equipment you have in the background. And then you started noticing, oh, there's actually money in the New Age. Oh, let's start doing that. Oh, there's actually a lot of money. You know, like, this is what people have to understand. They're making money off of you believing it. And if something doesn't work out, they can either just, you know, block you out of their life, like Phil Good likes to do that. Elizabeth April, all these other, they just block you. Or they just turn it around, brainwash even more, saying, oh yeah, you have to work on yourself. You have to work on your trauma, and astrology is not right. And oh, if the manifestation of the Lionsgate portal doesn't come true now, it's going to come true in October. Oh, it didn't come true in October. Oh, whoops, you got to wait another 2 years. Oh, okay, that's how it works.
Because I didn't understand it properly. And I had one friend that said to me, hey, you know, if you tried law of attraction, you have no harm in trying. You do know that, right? He said, you don't lose anything. So right now, I'm just the messenger. I'm just passing it on to you guys. I'm saying, you know, if you just try to...
everything you lose is just your soul. You lost your soul by misleading people.
By what I'm going to share with you here, over the next few months, you have no harm in trying. You don't lose anything. Right? You don't need to pay for it. You don't lose anything.
But you do pay for it, even if you don't pay for it because you got it for free or whatever. You pay for it with your soul, and that's what they want. And I feel we really need to debunk the law of attraction because he's really pointing it out, and it's the most misleading concept out there.
Everything to gain if it works out for you. So, we first need to understand these are very good times. So you need to be at work these 2 months. You need to be at work these 4 months, setting intentions, doing the right things. We're going to talk about that in a moment, okay? This one here is where we're going to bear some fruit. So you're going to see the results if you do the strategy.
Did you just see that? Like, he was like, I mean, I know people do that, especially like Europeans, like Italians like to do that. But it always makes you wonder, do they do it, you know, like on purpose? Or is it just like this kind of, you know, thing that you learn when you do public speaking? Like, it's always iffy when I see that too.
Right, this is the big warning part, the be careful part, right? I didn't mean to scare you guys with that title, but why am I saying be careful? Well, we need to understand.
You're saying be careful because you're getting clickbaits with that. How many people watched this video? There was another woman, so 85,000. I mean, compared to how many followers you supposedly have, it's still, you know, it's kind of like a drop on the, it's not a whole bunch. But there was this another person, she was also Asian, ironically. I think she was like Thai or Indonesian. She also had a whole bunch of clickbait titles. I click on her video. She's basically regurgitating what I said in my video 1 or 2 years ago. And I'm like, wow. But then she kind of turns it around being like, but if you do this and that, whatever, you'll be okay. And my entire message got twisted. She didn't even give me credit or anything. You're doing it because it's clickbait, because the more people like me and others speak out against it who actually done research on the Lionsgate portal, the more you're going to have videos on be careful. And so now you're just doing it for clickbait because the oversaturated market of the Lionsgate portal and people really clicking on videos, it's over, you know, it's too many out there at this point. So you have to have a clickbait title. That's the only reason you put be careful in there.
That during Lionsgate portal, it heightens all energies. Energies in motion equals your emotion.
That's crazy. It's so crazy. This entire lunatic rambling.
Anybody who's been feeling a little bit heavy, a little bit down, a little bit sad, a little bit, I don't know.
A little bit suicidal? Yeah, that's you. That's not entities you called in with the Lionsgate portal. How dare someone even suggest that? No, that's on you.
You may have some emotions recently, or angry or frustrated.
It's your emotions. Oh.
Or stressed. It's probably most likely because the collective is feeling that way.
Wow, so you're like a little radio antenna for the collect. Do you want to pick up on all, like, a serious question for people who actually follow him and others? Do you actually want to be the antenna? Or do you want to be someone who's standing in their own power and does not have to deal with other people's emotions? Because I know who I want to be. I do not want to be a radio antenna for other people's emotions.
No. And so you're just being affected by it, right? But what if I could show you a very simple way that if you use it, You will never be stressed, because the problem is when you have stress and you have negativity, guess what happens? That also manifests. We can't just look at manifestation and say, oh.
See, now it's your fault. Your life is going to hell, especially after the Lionsgate portal, because you manifested that somehow. This is basically what they're saying. You know, not just him, but also other people who want you to feast into the Lionsgate portal.
We only manifest good things in life. No, you manifest the positive and the negative emotions that you have. So how do you create a shield so that you don't have any of these negative emotions?
That is crazy. Do you guys see that guy in the background with the camera? So he's holding a cell phone or a camera or whatever in front of him. And then there's another guy. Like, that is just, what's the point? There's no point. You know, that's just you bragging about being able to afford a student videographer.
Actually, it's very simple. If you ever feel angry, stressed, triggered by anyone, I'm going to give you something very, very simple. Very simple. Right? Doesn't matter if you're feeling it right now. Take a slow, deep inhale. And a gentle, relaxing exhale.
I'm still so, you know, maybe I should have like a student videographer around me so that I... So this entire inhale, exhale is pretty yoga-like. I'm not saying it doesn't work. We have to breathe in and out when we're stressed. And this is how they give you a tiny bit of the truth, but never the full truth. So the inhale, exhale, I don't know what he's doing, but you have to breathe in, obviously. We're human beings. We're living beings. If we stop breathing, we're going to die. You know, like you can only live without breathing for how long? 7 minutes? Well, it depends on how long. Like 3 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes for some. Of course, it calms on your nervous system. That's not rocket science. But is it going to make you pay off your house or your debt that you have over the next month? Most likely not. So it's just distracting from further things, right?
If you do that 2-3 more times, very, very slowly. Try to slow.
If you do that 2-3 more times, you're going to be even more brainwashed into his teachings. What a win-win for him. Racking on more money with his community.
Slow down your breath as much as you can. If you do that just for 1 minute, 2 minutes, measure your level of stress, your anger, your anxiety, your negativity. It will subside. So
I'm so surprised because the video is only 14 minutes long and he has this breathing exercise in between. Usually people do that when they don't know what to talk about, you know, like, or they do that before you do, you know, like some sort of healing journey or whatever. Maybe he was the yoga teacher. I don't know. This gives off like Tony Robbins type of vibes, to be honest with you, which I feel the entire industry of motivational speaker, new age, and pseudo spirituality, it's all just mushed together at this point.
Do this. It's actually very simple. In all moments that you feel any negativity, because you don't want it to blow up, you don't want the negativity and challenges to manifest, just do simple breathing. Inhale, exhale, deep abdominal breathing. Right? I've got many videos on this channel, by the way, that teaches you things to do with breathing techniques and meditation.
Yeah, please not. Okay, sorry guys.
In your life. The final thing is my favorite one.
I kind of clicked away and had to click back. So we're at the final point right now. This entire manifesting the negativity, it's crazy. When you tell that to someone who was literally just assaulted, who literally just lost everything in a fire, who literally, you know, those type of things, it's actually lunatic for them to suggest that to you, that you manifested that. That's basically what they're saying. You manifested that in your life. And this is exactly, I feel, why Tony Robbins also got away with all of the sexual assault things. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it's a different video that we have to make on it, because it's basically, oh, the victims manifested that somehow. That's basically what I think, you know, is happening with this brainwashed cult community, which is pure insanity. These are people that take advantage not just of you and your body, but also your energy. Like me even giving energy to this video, I mean, you can do it once and that's it, you know, but it's just by you watching videos of his and others, that's exactly, they need your energy for it to be powered. You know, they need your life force and your views for it to be powered. Just giving you that as a suggestion too. That's why these people are still around.
It's the quantum wealth shift. You guys probably know that 888 portal.
The way he said that and his creepy smile.
Is about wealth. It's about infinite. It's abundance. You've probably seen it everywhere. Everyone's talking about 888 abundance. But the problem is, can you see all your friends around you who believe in 888 suddenly become a millionaire or a billionaire? No, you're probably not seeing it at all. Why is that? It's because people don't actually know how to harness it. They don't actually know.
Okay. When I had this before, I looked up the verb definition of harness: to control something so that it can be used effectively. So to collect and to control something. That's all you need to know. They're collecting your energy.
What to do. Some people think that, oh, it's just about sitting there and doing a 888 meditation and the vibrations will get a hold of you and suddenly God will put loads of money in your bank account or something. You know, that's not what's happening. So that's why people keep clicking on all these videos and meditations and 888 vibration, healing, whatever, all these things. When in actual fact, it's actually very simple. I'll tell you, when I was learning out in the Himalayas during my initiation spiritual awakening journey with my spiritual master, what he said was, manifestation is very simple. It's all about the intensity.
Yeah, this made-up story of the Himalayas could be true. I don't really care. It is no value, because if you can meditate you can meditate in the desert, you can meditate in Joshua Tree, you can meditate in the Himalayas, you can meditate in the Sahara Desert. Yeah, it doesn't freaking matter. Try to meditate in one of the loudest environments, cross streets ever. Like, for example, here in New York City where I am. Try to meditate with all that power and see how spiritual you really are. Because if you get aggravated by that, you have a lot of work to do. So his made-up story of the Himalayas, the pseudo-spirituality, I highly doubt he tapped into the energy of the Himalayas. I highly doubt he supported any local organization with the Himalayas. But even if he did, it's just such a cute pseudo-spiritual story that it hooks enough people in to actually believe he's a good person. He's not. He's just full of shit, honestly. And I hate to use that word, but that's basically what he is.
The intensity, the undeniable intensity, where focus goes, energy flows, and results show.
Yeah, mind-blowing. I see a little bit of a window there. Well, it's the first time we see a window in his basement environment. So he's just repeating. You can find whatever he just said, you can find online from 1,000 people that repeated that too. There's nothing original about his message.
What does that mean? What you focus on expands. You want to build your wealth, your abundance. You want to become free. You want to be able to do whatever you want, whenever you want. You want to be able to manifest that life. Well, guess what? My question to you is, what are the things your mind is focused on every day? Right? There's only 3 parts to it, by the way. Your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. If you can intensely align these 3 things, you are going to see this quantum wealth shift. In how long? In just 7 months. You're going to see it. And I know some of you will be calling, oh, I'm not sure, this sounds too good to be true. Try it. You got nothing to lose. Right? It'll be nice for you guys.
Yeah, I know people who've been following this for 10, 20 years and they're still in the same spot, because basically what you get with this type of community that he's promoting, and doesn't he look so weird? He almost looks like a little attacker with his teeth out and everything. This is how you know the real energy. Slow-mo the video, you will get the real energy of these greedy people. And they're really greedy. You know, these type of people, they give you nothing. They give you like a small finger. They don't know anything, first of all. He knows nothing. He writes something on his whiteboard or whatever he has there. You basically just get a bunch of complacent people, similar to the political parties that's going on right now too, where people don't want to, you know, take their own power back. They just support one candidate over another. You get a whole bunch of complacent people who still follow this 20 years later. Nothing really changed in their lives. Their lives probably went down the drain even, because they're calling in all these entities they don't want to have in their environment. And that's it. This is like the biggest cult out there.
Even to save this video as well, you can come back in future and share your success story. We always have a lot of our students do that. It's beautiful to see, because
I highly doubt you get almost 1.8 million success stories. You might get 1 or 2 or maybe 10, but that's just nothing. That is actually 0.0000001% of people that are actually following you. So don't fall for this success story scam. Some of them are most likely not true anyhow. They just made them up.
People start believing, hey, there is a secret behind the secret, right? But you've got no harm in trying. What I'm saying is, if you want to suddenly take a quantum shift, what does a quantum shift mean? It means that 7 months later, you can look back on today and you'll be like, I can't believe it. That was less than a year ago. How do I have everything that I have now? And if you're up for the challenge, just listen.
Yeah, here's a secret. Your life is most likely going to change no matter whether or not you follow his useless stuff, or whether or not you just take your life in your own, like, you know, you have reins over your life. Your life's going to change. You know, I was never following this ever. In my 20s, my life changed. From year to year, my life was different. And of course it evolved, because that's what life is about. So no matter what, when I was 18 and then I was 19, my life was not the same than when I was 17 or, 21, 22, whatever. That's just called evolving in life. That's not because of his mindset ideologies.
What I have to say here, your thoughts in every moment, right, have positive, abundant thoughts. Don't think, oh, I don't have the money. Don't think, oh, I can't afford that. But these are all lack thoughts. So,
well, I hate to break it, some things you really can't afford. If you want that Lamborghini and you can't afford it, don't get it. Don't go bankrupt. Don't go into debt because of it, okay? And don't listen to this guy.
Make sure you align all your thoughts with, I'm rich, I'm powerful. And I know some of you, but there's no money in my bank account. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You just force yourself to think that.
It doesn't matter, because the last 10 pennies you have, please give to him and his community, basically.
Right? That's the basic principle of law of attraction. That's what we're doing. We think. Our thoughts create reality. Right? So throughout this whole journey, this next 7 months, every single day, brainwash yourself to think positive, to think abundance. Right? I am rich. I am wealthy. Have these thoughts. I can do it. I'm possible. I am enough. I'm worthy. Right? These very abundant thoughts. So you can use affirmations to be able to help you with that. Now, the second thing is about your...
Yeah, so this is, again, they give you tiny, tiny truths. Obviously, it's so much healthier for your own mental health to be positive than negative. I 100% agree with that. I am that one person people who follow me know, be positive. Do not fall for negative thought, because a lot of these negative thought forms are entities anyhow. They want you to ruin your own life. They want you depressed, suicidal, just down on the ground. But what he's saying is not helping you. It's keeping you in a loop. It's not really making you change your life. The only person who can really change your life and go from like a dishwasher to a millionaire, if that's what you want, is you. And you're not going to do that through random affirmations. You're going to do that by working towards that goal, by actually setting goals, and by, kind of mapping out, okay, this is how I can go from my dishwasher position to a millionaire, which in today's times, it's a bit different than it was 100, 200 years ago. Anyhow, we all know that. But everything's possible in life. I'm not saying nothing's possible. I live in a city where I see daily every single thing is possible, especially if you surround yourself with the right people, but not through this. No, I mean, this is not the full story. And so you're really not getting the full picture by following these type of people. You're just getting a very brainwashed culture and cult, and it's making you complacent. And it's probably not really, if your job is horrible, you have to look for a new job. There's no other way around that. It's not through affirmations that, your boss might quit, or it's going to get less horrible. That's just not how real life works, and that's what they're not telling you at all. And if your life doesn't work out the way you want it to, it's always your own fault. That's basically what these people are telling you.
Emotions, right? Now, this is where we need to take care of. Because if you ever get triggered by people, you move out of alignment. Your intensity and focus is no longer aligned. So what do you need to do, right?
If you get triggered by people, you have to really reconsider if you want to hang out with those people. That's all I have to do. There is a truth to the trigger thing, but it either has to do because they're just annoying as F, or there's something in their energy that's kind of trying to get to your energy. So be very careful with that too.
You need to shift. You need to always shift it back onto the positive feelings, but we already learned that because you know how to do the negativity shield, So when you have any negative...
I don't know, like we're already a little bit into this review. Did we miss the negativity? Like I can't even recall. I recall the first one and the second one. Sorry if we missed the other one. Must have not been super important.
Feelings, guess what? And then what?
Oh, it was the breathing. Yeah, I think, oh my goodness. He's horrible. We're going to watch this to the end because we only have 3 more minutes left. But I think you're getting the point of this review, right?
Make yourself think about the positive thoughts, because your thoughts create feelings. When you say, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, some person once said, they said, you cannot be grateful and angry at the same time. If you shout out gratitude things, you're going to shift your emotions. So that's going to be a very good starting point for you.
The gratitude journal. I think every single blogger for the past 10 years that I've been following has like this gratitude journal. And they always start their blogs with that. Oh, and this morning I wrote into my gratitude journal, blah, 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 blah. And you know what? Their life is still the same. I have to say that. And nothing changed. But I mean, if it helps you to cope with your life, have a gratitude journal. There's nothing really negative about having, a journal where you say, I'm grateful for this. It really does put your life into perspective. And it actually shows you how much you have in your life compared to someone who is in a third world country, or, I mean, if you are in a Western country, or if you're in a third world country, it probably shows you how much you still have to be grateful for. Material things aren't everything. But he's really focusing on the material thing. I haven't really had him focus on health, which is the real wealth. I had him focus on like friendships or like having healthy environment, like healthy parents, all he's focusing on is wealth and riches. And that's, for a spiritual speaker, that's pretty materialistic. And so we already know how spiritual he really is. Not at all, right? If you're focusing on the material things, excuse me, you have like your pseudo cameramans in the background. You have a million cameras around you. You're making money off your community. That's not true spirituality. And so these people are trying to give you advice on spirituality, but they're not living in accordance to that.
And then the final thing is about your actions. And this is the big question, especially to a lot of our spiritual audience here. We always believe in vibrations, that's great. But a lot of the time we think, oh, can I manifest without taking any action? Now, I'm not saying you cannot manifest opportunities without taking action. But my question to you is this: if you did take action, would you believe that you'll get the result more? Would your belief be stronger?
Yeah. Okay, so he's trying to distance himself from the New Age vibration thing, which is great for him. I give him credit for that. But then he tries to bamboozle your mind even more with this nonsense sentence that he threw after that. It gets us nowhere, honestly. This is like a motivational speaker, pseudo-spiritual person. I don't even know which category to put him in, but he's awful. That's all I have to say.
If you were actually actively doing things to make money, right? If you were proactive in creating...
Wasn't that what he's doing? He's making money off. If he weren't to make any money off of this, he probably wouldn't have his channel. Let's be honest.
Wealth and abundance. If you were learning about investment tools, strategies, if you were learning about money management, if you were learning from rich people, finding the right mentors, if you had that type of surrounding and you started learning, indulging in that environment, are you going to believe it more? Are you going to believe that you can do it?
Well, obviously. And I also think a lot of people, the reason their businesses are going under is because they don't have that exposure to people who are actually successful. And they might just be listening to people like him who really don't know what's going on at all, who are giving you really bad advice as well, by the way. But yeah, obviously, the more you actually go to the people who are successful, the more gain and value you're going to get from that, It's not a belief, it's just a fact of life.
Well, what's manifestation about? It's about your belief. Right?
Now, so mani means hand. It has to do creating what you want. It's really creating with your mind, with your hand. It's not just a belief. So look up the definition of manifestation, and he obviously did not, because that's literally where it comes from.
Doubts and fears, you're not going to manifest what you want. You're going to manifest the doubts and fears. So, whether you believe you need to take action...
It's like literally, that's not how life necessarily works. It is true. You need to get out of a negative mindset. I 100% agree with this guy on it. But that's just an oversimplification of how life works. And it's not helping anyone who's in a really crappy situation at all. I can already tell you that much.
Saying is, when you take action, your belief heightens, your manifestation is more likely to come true. When you align your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions all towards wealth, abundance, your career, money, freedom, lifestyle, let me tell you something, you do that for 7 months. I'm not asking too big a deal, 7 months, right? You get 1 month rest in between. Just watch the results unfold for you. And please do save this video and come back and share your success story when it happens.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure no one's going to read the comments after 7 months. So it's just another, he knows he's playing the game. He's trying to get more views onto his channel with the clickbait Lionsgate. He's clickbaiting by also having this title, oh, be careful, blah, 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 3 things here. But then he's not saying actual to be careful. So anything, my thing is, you don't need the Lionsgate portal to really manifest what you want. Just use a different date, you know, like do it now when it's over, like right now when you're watching this video. And there's a reason they want you to do it into the Lionsgate portal. I've already explained in my own videos, but in short, you're just really feeding into the agenda of the Cabal and Illuminati. They in turn are manifesting more horrendous things, such as the Middle East war that's currently going on, which really blew up around that time again. Also, the Hawaii massacre was something that was in 2023. So even though he might just be a clueless player, which I'm not sure what he is in this case, or whether or not he really knows what's going on, he's still promoting it, and that's bad enough.
Also, if you enjoyed this video or you got anything out of it whatsoever, maybe you just clarified some points.
Should give him a thumbs down, honestly. At this point, like, screw it.
You were thinking, hit the thumbs up. Allow this message to reach out to more people. Do our good.
Yeah, I'm not going to give any interaction to this video because I already gave it a lot of energy. And he doesn't deserve even a thumbs down. Like, he deserves everything on his channel should be ignored, in my opinion. You know, like, he should go under. That's my manifestation. But, you know, joke aside, I don't want to be facetious or vicious towards him either. Like, it's just these people, they wouldn't be around if you weren't to give them energy. That's another perspective you should have.
Hit the thumbs up. So comment below, let us know where you guys are tuned in from and what you've been experiencing through this portal so far, so other people, they know that they're not alone in this. And finally, if you're new to this channel and you haven't already, remember...
Okay, he's playing music. I'm going to stop it right there because you never know with music where it comes from. That was interesting, very misleading. I hope this review helps someone out there. You know, I really do. I hope it does. And if anything, let me know, comment below where you're tuning in from. No cameraman here. It's just me and myself. My camera's right there. Microphone's right here, as you can tell. And comment below whoever you want reviewed next. We got a whole bunch of great reviews that, you know, names and everything that are probably going to be coming up in the next few weeks. Thank you so much for everything you do. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and see you in the next one. Until then, bye guys.